Hi everybody, I'm Red Hill Eagle. Welcome back to TEW2020. This is a Method to the Madness, episode 2 of our World Wrestling Federation 1992 save. And we go straight into our episode of Superstars. I've already, as per usual now, put it all together. Let's see what happens. We open up with Vince McMahon and Bobby Heenan, open the show as the commentary team, and they go through some of the stars that you'll be seeing tonight. Some are in matches and some are just talking, giving promos, or we're hearing from such and such. Overall rating of 71. Let's go to ringside. In a 60 rated match, the New Foundation take on the Beverly Brothers. Didn't expect too much. 60 is solid, but a poor match. The New Foundation defeated the Beverly Brothers in 10 minutes 3 seconds when Owen Hart pinned Bo Beverly with a missile dropkick. Gene Okerlund interviews Hulk Hogan, and he wants his reaction at being told he is banned from the Royal Rumble. He will not be able to compete in the Royal Rumble match for the title. And Hogan is furious. Obviously, he's furious. Kind of understands why, but he's really annoyed, and he's blaming it on Ric Flair. And he thinks that Ric Flair should also be banned from the match. Overall rating of 81. And then a 58 rated match. Again, didn't expect too much. I'm trying to give sort of everybody a chance on the shows at the moment. Hacksaw Jim Duggan against the Berserker. Decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. But it's Jim Duggan that gets the win in 13 minutes 51 by disqualification. Lord Alfred Hayes then in the studio introduces a promo from Randy Savage, and he's just talking about the Royal Rumble match. Basically, he's just saying that he can't wait for the Royal Rumble. This is his opportunity to become a 2-time WWF champion. Overall rating of 83. I've put in there that the Randy Savage and Sid Justice storyline has started or advanced with this segment. It makes sense to start it, boost some ratings on our, get our storylines up. He mentions a few names maybe. I know I didn't put any here, but he mentions a few names that he thinks will be threats, and Sid Justice possibly one of them that he mentioned there. Macho Man Randy Savage was very poor when trying to improvise dialogue. I don't think so. Back to some match action, and it's a 59 rated match between the Big Bossman and Sonny Blaze. Bossman taking on a jobber. Yeah, maybe would have expected a little bit more, or would have been nice to have got a little bit more. But it is what it is. Bossman gets an easy win in 7 minutes 6 seconds by pinfall with a Bossman slam. Post-match, he is attacked by Money Incorporated, who are still telling him that he owes taxes. And they want the money now. They are demanding the money, and Bossman obviously refuses. He says, I pay my taxes to the government. They go through, I do all my paperwork. Money Inc. start beating him down, and he is then rescued by no other than Sergeant Slaughter. Why particularly Sergeant Slaughter? Perhaps we'll find out. But obviously we have included him in this storyline, so yeah, we wanted to get him there. Overall rating of 65. Then we've got Brian Costello and Chris Walker taking on the Natural Disasters. Another sort of squash match, really. It's a Natural Disasters victory in 6 minutes 26 when Earthquake pinned Chris Walker after an Earthquake splash. So yeah, this was just to get the Disasters on the show. I tried to get at least 2 tag team matches on each TV show. We've got time for it. We maybe we haven't got loads of tag teams, but I think we've got enough to kind of get us by. But overall rating 49, maybe a little bit disappointing. We've then got a taped angle of Bam Bam Bigelow. It's just a vignette, really. It's just him, talking about the fact that he's going to be debuting soon and what he's all about. Very menacing. I think I actually rated him star quality, though, because his star quality is 84, I think. And his menacing was 83. I know there's only a point in it. So, yeah, that's just letting you know that Bam Bam Bigelow will be coming to the World Wrestling Federation in the coming weeks. Rating of 61. We've then got an Undertaker promo. It's a taped promo, perhaps he's sort of in the graveyard with his manager, with Paul Bearer. And he also talks about they both talk about the Royal Rumble ban, because he is also banned from entering the Royal Rumble. He's not so bothered. He's not here for titles and achievements and accolades. He just wants to serve, justice. I know he's a heel at the moment. We are trying to turn him face, which is another reason to kind of get him in some angles, but yeah, he's not bothered about the title. He's not bothered about being in the Royal Rumble. He just wants to, make sure that people get what they deserve. And Hulk Hogan's probably in his firing line. 86 there. El Matador then takes on Ric Flair. Wanted to get Ric Flair on the card. Don't think we had him wrestle last week. In fact, I'm pretty sure we didn't. But it's a victory for Ric Flair in 14 minutes 30 by submission with the figure 4 leg lock. Rating of 79. Yeah, much better match. El Matador, Tito Santana, obviously, you can't fault him in the ring. Same with Ric Flair, I suppose, but Ric Flair does have that boost of being one of our major stars. Got some great pop. Gets his first victory in our save. Then a news segment with Sean Mooney, and he cuts to promos from Sid Justice, Bret Hart, Legion of Doom, and Tatonka. Yeah, I don't want to forget about Tatonka, because when I sort of played this era before, I don't tend to use him, and I liked him at the time. Looking back, okay, yeah, he was good and everything, but yeah, he was never really going to be a title holder, was he? I know a lot of people would have thought, oh, he'd made a good Intercontinental Champion, but maybe not with that gimmick. Maybe when he turned heel, perhaps, but it wasn't to be for him. But yeah, I don't really want to forget about him completely. I know in real life he had a 2-year undefeated streak. Whether I'll go that route or not, it's doubtful. But yeah, just wanted to get him on the card really, and we've also advanced some storylines with the other guys here. Rating of 64. Gino Okerlund then interviews Rowdy Roddy Piper ahead of his match against Jake Roberts. That's our main event. He also mentions the Mountie and Bret Hart, because the Mountie is now also saying that he wants Bret's Intercontinental title. So it's kind of a trio storyline. I know I said it in the last episode. I wasn't going to go with that story, and I decided to stick with it. I might decide to stick with what they did in real life as well, because the Mountie will only have a small reign. It's all about getting the belt onto a heel for Piper to then win it as a face. And I think the reason they probably did it in real life was Roddy Piper was one of those guys. He was probably the top heel at one point and never held any gold, and it was kind of like he deserves to have something. He deserves to have some kind of achievement, and I kind of feel the same. Give him a run with the Intercontinental title, and we will more than likely put it back on Bret anyway. We'll probably will go the in real life route with this one, but we'll see. But a rating here of 68, and in the main event gets a 73. Yeah, they're both Jake the Snake is a star, and Rowdy Roddy Piper is. I think he's well known. He might even be just recognisable. So yeah, I wasn't expecting anything in the 90s. I mean, late 70s, early 80s might have been nice, but that's kind of roughly what we should expect for a match between, people in those slots in the card. So yeah, it's not too disappointing, I guess. Jake Roberts does get the win in 15 minutes 26 when Rowdy Roddy Piper was counted out after being attacked by the Mountie. So yeah, the Mountie came out and distracted him. I did actually just say distract. I didn't say interfere, but that's the way it's worded it. And yeah, that's how Rowdy Roddy Piper got counted out. Rating of 73. What do we get overall? 69. Yeah, that's not great, is it? I expect a lot better from this era. I know we're still kind of building a few storylines. It says here, general feeling is we don't have enough interesting storylines going on. I know we need to hit a certain threshold. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's have a look. But before that, let's just have a quick look at this email. Hogan opinion on Bo Beverly is unsafe. Yeah, well, if you've ever seen their finisher, drug test fees and time to heal. Who needs a rest? The Berserker. Okay. Right, yeah, I want to have a quick look at the storylines then and just see where we are with those. So we've got... Yeah, that's only a 63. I don't think that'll get much higher than that. Bret Hart, Piper... 73 is rated hot. Actually, just have a quick look. We need at least 5 storylines. 5 storylines with more than a 65 heat. Okay, so we probably need to introduce a couple more storylines. 65 is quite high as well. So what's that, 63? We're not far off. It has been higher. Okay, and then that one, as we said, was that's currently 73. This one's currently 70. Would probably expect that to go up again, really, as well, once we start getting a few more angles under its belt. LOD and the Natural Disaster 62. So again, that's just off the 63. Probably don't expect that to go much higher, though, really, as I'm still unsure whether to put these two in it. I probably should, just for the ratings point of view. We'll see. And then Savage and Sid Justice. How come that hasn't? How can that have not have a rating yet? All right, okay. But it looks like we need a couple more storylines. So let's have a quick look. What are we gonna do? Okay, I don't want this episode to drag, so I'll probably just have a quick think at the moment. I mean, I think the Undertaker should probably have his own separate storyline. Actually, yeah, just to so we can put in another storyline. And I don't think it's going to be with Jake. I think we're going to put him in a story with... I mean, he's turning... We want him to turn face. I have already worked out how I'm going to do that. It does involve someone who's already in a story, so we might have to do a little bit of tinkering. But I think I can put him in a story with someone like, do you know what? I don't know. I mean, we want to start using Crush soon. I know he didn't really come into it as a single until late '92, but I think we should just get him going soon, and maybe he can go into a storyline with Crush. El Matador's not in a story. I'll have a think, and I'll come back to you, and I'll let you know in the next episode. So I will leave it there, and I will say to you all, thank you very much for watching. Please give a like and subscribe if you have enjoyed it, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.